Thank you. So I start with Felix. Felix, can you please just say a little bit more about yourself and how you started the nursing, how you got into the nursing career?
Um, yeah, I don't know if you can see me. I think my camera
I
should be
can't.
on now. You cannot see me?
No, not yet, bro.
Uh, oh, wait. Okay, now I think it should be working.
I can see something, but not your face.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn the camera to myself, but I have no idea these
Okay.
technology things. Um, how do I turn it? Hmm. Because I'm using my phone.
Okay. You
Yes.
can start talking while I try to see um
Okay.
if I can help you through my phone. But you can start talking.
Okay. So, hello everyone, and I'm really excited to be part of this interview or this meeting that is going on right now. My name is Felix Amandus. Uh, I'm from Namibia. I've been in the nursing industry since I was, let's say, at the age of 23. So my career in nursing began uh, in the year 2011. So quite a long time ago. Um, in Namibia, I studied nursing as a practical nurse. I did my studies for 2 years. I graduated as a practical nurse, and I worked uh, in Katutura Hospital, uh, intensive care unit, and then I've also worked in internal care, intensive care unit in one of the private hospitals in Namibia. And after that, in 2020, I began my registered nursing study here in Finland after I moved to Finland. So Hamudat is my classmate. We were classmates. We began our studies together, but she graduated ahead of me, and almost everybody in our class. So she was the first to graduate because she has a doctoral degree. So she is an inspiration, of course, and I always look forward to working with her. And this is an honor for me to be invited here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Felix. So, Abdullah, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into nursing? Abdullah. Abdullah, we can't hear you. If you are talking right now, we can't
Hello?
hear
Hel-
anything you're saying. Hello, now I can hear you.
can okay, okay. Um, First of
Yes,
all,
and I
I
can
would
see you.
like to you. Okay, okay. So you can see me now,
Yes, I can see you now.
but I'm not even seeing myself on the screen.
Okay.
Uh, there's a nurse's diary on my screen here, so I can't see.
Yeah, beside the nursing diary, there is a place where I can see you. I can see myself at the top, Mirror West. Then, yeah. You, Felix. Yes, now I can see you. Just keep talking.
Okay. Think that the network is not that stable. First of all, I would like to
Okay.
thank everyone, especially you, Dr. Amuda, for giving me this opportunity to join the Nurses Diary today. My name is Abdullah Abbas from Ghana, and then I'm a registered nurse. Currently, I'm working at Methodist Faith Healing Hospital. I would say my nursing journey started when I was a kid. I used to go to the hospital with my mom because my mom used to deliver food stuff to the health workers over there, rice and oil. So when I was a kid, I go with her. So I'll be at the OPD, and I'm a type of person who does observation very well. So I'll be there and I'll be observing whatever is going on, and at times I will see the nurses wrapping something on the arms of the patient. Back then I didn't know what it was, so I would just observe and I would see the nurses putting something in their ear. So I was so curious about it. So I made it to myself that one day I also do same to patients. So that was when I developed the love for nursing because of what I observed and what I saw. I realized that the relation between the patients and the nurses were very cordial. So I decided to also do same when I grew up. So nursing to me is not just a profession; it's a calling. Way back when I was a kid, from what I observed and the passion that I had, so that was one of my interest in nursing. So as time goes on, you have more to know about it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Abdullah. So, um, Felix, this question is for you. Was there any particular point in time when you get that reassurance that yes, you are in the right path, considering the fact that you are a male nurse? Let me use the word a male nurse, and nursing is like a female is considered a
Please
female
can you
dominated
come again?
career. Okay, I said, was there any particular point in time when you have an experience or you something happened and you got this reassurance that yes, I am in the right profession, considering the fact that you are a male nurse, that means you are working in a female dominated um, profession. So, was there any particular point you feel like, yes, I'm in the right career for me?
Um, yeah. Well, for me, it's uh, with my work experience, it's a regular thing. This is because um, I get like feedback from the nurses or the patients that I take care of. Like they right away they give you feedback. I know you're a really a great nurse. Like you do quite a good job. You know how to communicate with people. You know how to treat people. So even right now here in Finland, I used to get just last week. I think my today I was off. So last week when I was on duty, so most of the patients that I take care of, they give me compliment, they give me feedback, they tell me how great I am, and um, I think also I know I'm in the right profession because uh, nursing is not just something that I I did out of uh, anything because for me I became a nurse because
Hello.
I was in the hospital with my mom, my little brother, our last born got sick. So my mom called me. I was in high school at that time. I was in the ninth grade. So my mom called me and then told me that no, you should come to the hospital. Your brother is sick. So my brother passed away right in front of my eyes, and I felt like if I knew, uh, if I became a nurse, or if I became a doctor or a health professional, I would have helped. So for me, nursing is something. It's something dear to me. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Felix. Abdullah, I want to ask you the same question.
Uh, Hello. I hardly heard you earlier on. You're having some network challenges. This is part of things here in Ghana. It's not easy. But I hardly heard you earlier on. So if you could at least ask that question again.
Okay, I was asking that was there any particular experience or something that happened that give you that reassurance that you are in the right profession, considering that you are a male
Yes,
nurse
yeah, yeah,
in a female
yes.
dominated.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
When
want to hear about
before
it.
I before yeah yeah before I even and went to school as a nurse. Um, I used to play football. Football is something that I love most. So we were playing football, and one of our players had dislocation of the shoulder, so he got injured. And then the other players were trying to fix the shoulder. So the player was friend was shouting and then screaming that he's feeling the pain, he's feeling the pain. So I was there observing it. Then I told them to stop. So I removed the jersey that I was wearing. It was long sleeves. Then I tied the arm to the body before we sent my colleague to the hospital. So when we went there, the nurse over there asked that who did this, and all of them was like, "It's me, it's Abbas who did it." And the nurse told me why. Do I have any relatives who works at the hospital? And I said no. So she asked, "Oh, then why did you tie the guy hand to the body?" And I explained to her that it's because he was feeling the pains, and from moving him from the park to the hospital was a little bit far. So I didn't want the hand to be moving around to cause more pain to our colleague. So that's why I tied him like that. And what the first thing the nurse said was, "You are going to be a health professional." Then back then, I have already developed that love because of what I saw when I went to the hospital with my mom. And from what I did to the colleague player, and the nurse confirming that I have the ideas, and then she was even surprised about how I was able to go by it. And then I made it to myself that okay, the signs are clear, and I think it's calling. So I just have to just buy the forms and then move on. So that's where I developed that interest, and that's the experience that I had before I entered the nursing training. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And as you can see, that is the importance of feedback and also life experience at the same time. Felix was able to tell us about the feedback he got. And that is why I will always say if you meet a good nurse, please give a good feedback. Tell the nurse, oh, you did a good job. If you have a nursing student that is actually doing something good, always give a feedback. It goes a long way. And of course, life generally also is considered to give us the best experience in life. And of course, trying to save your friend, your team member, or the person you play football together. I know Abdullah plays football. Abbas plays football very well. So, of course, I know that. And try to save your friend's shoulder also is also something that will live with you for a very long time, if not for the rest of your life. So this is really, really, really interesting. Now, this particular question is to Felix in particular. As a male nurse, I want to know which one, as a male nurse now in Finland, not um yeah, as a male nurse in Finland, which one do you get more often? Don't touch me because you are a man. I don't want a man to touch me. That is coming from the female patient. Or don't touch me because you are black. So which one have you ever experienced any of these two? And which one have you experienced more? If you have experienced any of these two, Felix.
Oh, yes. Thank you for the opportunity and the question again. So, yes, I do like experience, or I have experienced this kind of behaviors from patients whereby they can say that, okay, uh, I don't want to be treated by a male nurse, or I don't want to be treated by a black nurse, because this is most of the time uh, I experience that I do not want to be treated by the black nurse. So fortunate enough, uh, because I know I love nursing and I do a great job. So it tend nowadays it comes to a point that some patients, when they go like for dining with the others, so they give each other feedback. No, you see that maleness, you see that blackness, he's a good nurse. So as they communicate now, they start refraining away from treating me or judging me by my skin color as a blackness, not treating them or not knowing how to treat them. So they would rather prefer that I treat them than their fellow, uh, their fellow race. So, but of course, I've
Okay.
experienced both, and mostly it's just that my color, my skin color, is the most one that I experience more often. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I've also experienced that a lot also, especially in Finland where people is like, I don't want a black lady, I don't want a black nurse, I want a white nurse, especially in Finland. I don't think I've experienced that in Ireland at all, at least so far. I've not experienced that in Ireland, but I've experienced it in Finland. Abdullah, do you experience that kind of a thing where a female patient tells you they don't want a male nurse? Have you ever experienced that in Ghana? And how do you deal with it?
Um, yes, there are some procedures. For the general treatment, like checking on vital signs and then administration of medications, as for that one, they are cool with it. But for other stuff, which there are times they feel shy. So for that one, they will just tell you that no, they don't feel comfortable. So and I understand, yes, because there are some parts of their body, not even though they are sick, for you to at least attend to them. So in that case, I'll just assign a female nurse to that patient. But for being general care, nah, I haven't experienced that before. For being
Okay.
with
All
them,
right. Thank you.
they are
Thank you so much. Yes. And also, I know even there are some cases then when I was doing home care nursing in Finland that also even the male nurses don't want to be touched, especially maybe you want to do something like catheterization and they don't want a male nurse to touch their private part. They prefer a female nurse to touch them. I don't know if any of you have experienced that.
Yes, yes, pretty much a lot. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
really I can say it's common in Finland. Per se,
Yeah.
I wouldn't really dismiss that because it's really common that patients like prefer like female nurses when it comes to this catheterization compared to male nurses.
Yeah.
Mm, mm.
Do you feel the same way, Abdullah? Abbas?
please can you come again with the question?
Like even the male patients, they sometimes feel like they don't like to be touched. Maybe you want to touch
Please,
their
can you hear
intimate
me?
part, you want to do catheterization. Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm talking about like when you want to do
I think I'm having.
catheterization for the male patient. Have you ever been in a situation where they are like, no, I prefer the female to do the catheterization rather than the male nurse?
Yes, 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 yes. I've experienced that. But there was a time, one woman, like, he's very grown. She's very grown. So I went to her and then explained to her that we want to pass catheter for her, and then I'm the one who will be doing the procedure. Is she comfortable? And she was like, nah, she's not comfortable because she's feeling shy. So yeah, I've experienced that before. But others too don't mind. They'll tell you to, oh, there's no problem, since it will help them in the caregiving, they're okay. So others will admit for you to do it for them, others too won't admit for you to do it for them. So it's 50-50.
All right, thank you. I also want to now ask about your colleagues. You know, you guys are working in a female dominated, let me say, a profession that is considered as female dominated um, profession. Do you feel with your colleague, do they have they ever treated you different or in some way like maybe this is affecting your promotion or something? Have you ever feel like the female are being bullying you because you are a male or something like that, or they are treating you special? Of course, it can be either way. Maybe they are treating you special because you are a male nurse, or they are treating you badly, or trying to intimidate you because you are a male nurse. Have you ever been in any of this situation?
Um, okay. In terms of that, I would say I might be lucky. Yeah, I'll put it that way, that I might be lucky because the female nurses that I work with, they they praise me, like they pamper me, because of my hard working, and I do learn a lot too. So at times I will go for workshops and I will come and I will teach them. So they have that personality that, oh, I'm their boss, even though we are the same colleagues working, but they see me to be their boss. There are some procedures or things that they don't understand, they will come to me for explanation or for sharing of ideas. So I would say I'm lucky about that because they at times they even want me to be there even if my shift is over. They want me to still be there so that I can help them work. So I'm I won't say I'm lucky. Yeah, I would say I'm lucky. I'm lucky to be a male nurse in them. Yeah, I'm having the advantage part.
Ah, women supporting men.
Yeah. Yes, because
All
at
right,
times there's
Felix, can I hear you?
Okay. In my case, it's not really the same. Um, I think this is because, of course, Finland per se, it's a small country by population, and uh, you we tend to realize that Finland has not had a lot of international people uh,
Yeah,
in the last 20 years per se. So, like most of the people that are coming to Finland is just in the last, let's say, 8, 10 years. But if you count 20 years back, there were few like black people. So now this, I think it's what affects like my work experience with my colleagues in the like in my job. So they feel intimidated in a way that sometimes you do a great job, and then if they are not good enough in the job, so they feel a challenge. They feel intimidated because I think it's also it's when you have at the back of your mind, when you have set a certain standard for a certain race or for certain people, when you set that specific standard at the back of your mind, it also affects your relationship with them. The treatment or the way you behave to them is not the same. So, of course, but of course, later when they start to get to know you, then that's when they will be fine with you. Yeah. But from the beginning, I remember when I worked in gastrointestinal ward. It's upper gastrointestinal ward. So my first 1 month of working there, you can feel the atmosphere is not the same because uh, those who have worked there for a long time, they think they know better. They are always like, looking at what you are doing, how you are doing it. Uh, it's like you are not doing, the right thing. It's like they are monitoring you all the time. Like they are being
Yeah,
on your neck for the job or things like that. So, but later on, when they realize that you even know how to do a great job, then they realize, oh yeah, he's okay, or things like that.
yeah.
Mm. Yes, thank
And from my experience working with you, being your classmate, I can say Felix is the one person I want beside me at every practical class. I can say that 100%. He has the skills, he knows how to do these things because, of course, he already has experience in Namibia. Unlike every other person in our class, I think you are the only one that has experience as a nurse. So the rest of us are just novice, and you have that skill. And of course, we all want to be in the same group with Felix because you don't have to try too hard. You are learning from your classmates, and of course, it goes a long way when you learn things like this from your classmates. And Felix has been was a really, 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 or he has also, even after being his classmate, he has been a very good support system to me. Thank you so much, Felix. Thank you. I say thank you for that once again. Um, so now to my next question. Talk about the support system. We know the nursing profession is a very, very hectic and demanding profession. We know it is really like mentally, physically, it is exhausting. So how do you cope with the home front? And for someone like Abbas, that is a great footballer, I see you play a lot of football. How are you able? Because I don't even know how to do it. Maybe you go for morning shift, then come back, go in the evening for football. Who are your support system? Do you have a mentor? Also in the profession, do you have like a male nurse as your mentor, or you have I know your mom, Abbas, will be your mentor. I'm just thinking that your mom might be your mentor. So can you just tell us about your support system and how
Hello,
you are able
can you
to
can you
cope?
hear me?
I can hear you, Abbas.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you asking of me being a footballer and at the same time being a nurse. How do I cope with my shifts? And then the network wasn't stable.
Yes.
So if you can, yeah, ask the question again.
Yeah, like how do you cope? Like, do you have support system that support you? I don't know if you have family, like wife, children. I don't know about that, but of course, I know for Felix there is children back home. He has a family back home and everything. So how do you cope? How do you cope with the stress of the job and having a hobby? And also, do you have a mentor? Do you have a mentor in the nursing profession? That is my question, Abdullah. Abbas, I hope you are able to hear me. Okay,
I
Felix,
think,
can you please answer the question?
yeah, I think you just how can I say? maybe also you should write this if it's easy to write these questions. Or I think we also have this questionnaire. I think he can also read
Yeah,
there.
you have this question. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you
So
have this
if
question. Now I'm
yes,
asking about number 5.
yes. So if you can tell him also like to read on that paper so he can hear in case maybe the network
Okay, all right.
is going off and on. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So my support system is, I think for me my support system is um I tell myself that I have a duty to fulfill. I have a responsibility for my kids, my family, and uh, because I think with the stress of the work, if I were alone, if I were to do it just for myself, I don't think I would cope because uh, I tell myself that I do it for those that I love, which is my family and my kids, and then I do it to help people. That gives me the driving force to keep going because um, sometimes I think like if I'm not going to do it, who else can do it? Or if I'm not going to support my kids financially and you know be a role model to them, who is going to be? Other than that, of course, I have my mom. You also, you are. I think you are somebody I look up to. Like in a distance, I am like, how can I say? I am inspired in a distance, even if I don't say anything. I know that you are there, and I know that uh, your career path is a great one. I look forward. Uh, you know, you give me inspiration. So these are the support system I would say, like that I have. Thank you.
Um, hello.
Hello, I can hear you now, Abdullah. Abdullah, Abbas, we can hear you. Can you talk now?
Hello.
Hello.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Initially, you asked about me being a footballer, and then the shift that I go. So, and the network wasn't stable, so I couldn't hear it very well.
Yeah, I'm just saying, how do you combine all this activity and tell us about your support system, your mentor?
Activities.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Um, as for football, initially, uh, I wanted to be a footballer when I was a child, but because of the calling that came from the nursing field, that's why I couldn't pursue the football. So I do play just to exercise my body. So I'll go and play the football. And in Ghana here, we are running 6 hourly shifts, with the exception of the night shift. It's three shifts altogether. Morning is 6 hours, afternoon is 6 hours, and then the night shift is 12 hourly. So if I'm to go for a morning shift, then it means I'll go and play the football in the evening. And if I'll go for afternoon shift, then I'll go and play the football in the morning. To talk about mentorship, there are a lot of people I do learn from, because they were in the field. Some have worked 30 years, 40 years before we came. So I always say I'm glad to have them, and I always go to them and then ask if I don't understand anything. Because I'm a type who like observing and asking questions. Why is this way? Why do we this? Why do we do this? How do we do this? So they like me a lot. Most of the senior colleagues that we went and met them, so they like me a lot. So if anything, I just go to them and because of the relationship that I have built with them. And then I'm not married, I'm not having children. To acquire more knowledge and learn, I just go to them. At times I'll go to them in their house. At times full day for me. I even schedule to the extent of getting even a leisure time to listen to music and play TV game as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. This next question is actually for Felix. Felix, you have worked in Namibia, you have worked with Finland, yeah, in Finland. So I would like to know, can you compare um, the two healthcare sector? Now you are comparing about the general health sector and then the working condition in Namibia and the working condition in Finland. Can you do that for us, please? Felix.
Oh, okay. Well, of course, these are two different countries. Of course, one is a Western country, and the other one, of course, in Namibia, which is Africa. Um, I can say, working here in Finland compared to Namibia, let me start with Namibia. So in Namibia, um, there's quite a lot of manual work, and I would say there's a lot of people use critical thinking, and they use um, experience, skills, symptoms, and these kind of things in order to um, perform specific jobs and to do their jobs. And as a practical nurse in Namibia, I was able to do cannula, to cannulate, to catheterize, to put urinary catheter and all this because I worked in a hospital. And yeah, so and in Namibia, we do not have these places where we call like elderly care places. We only have maybe a few in the capital city, but in the small cities we don't have such kind of places. But they are more common here in Finland, and I noticed that working in Finland, it's more of um, I can say it's advanced in a way that you don't think too hard. You don't use your mind in order uh, to perform your job. So everything you find them on computers, on machines, and stuff like that. And in Namibia, you have to think critically and you know practice your skills as a nurse. And the practical nurses here in Finland, they cannot put any cannula. They cannot. Uh, well, of
Yeah.
course, urinary catheter they can do, but they cannot anything that has to go intravenous. They are not allowed to. They cannot put up a drip or anything like that. So, but it's the other way around in Namibia. In Namibia, you are trained as a general practical nurse. You can do anything. Of course, there are registered nurses also there. But the only difference between a practical nurse and a registered nurse in Namibia is that uh, a practical nurse, you are not allowed to order scheduled medications like scheduled medication. I mean the opioids and all these the drugs. So those are the only differences. But other than that, you barely see the difference between a practical nurse and a registered nurse. But here in Finland, there's a huge difference between a practical nurse and a registered nurse. And practical nurse, they are uh, more doing the basic things for the patients, basic care, and of course reporting specific symptoms to the registered nurse or to the doctor. And in Finland, also, like most of the people that work, like foreigners, you are more likely to end up working in elderly care because they have quite a lot of those elderly care. And then because of the challenge with the language, uh, you'll be probably, for some people who will be scared to work in the hospital because they think it's difficult to understand the language and then to work in the hospital. And I think my youngest patient I've nursed here in Finland is maybe 22 or 23 years old. Uh, I've never nursed anybody younger than that. Not because the young people, they don't get sick or things like that, but I think it's mostly, is it because I think there there's more of elderly people in Finland compared to Namibia, I think, so to say. Yeah. So I don't know if I've differentiated or if I've given the right answer to this, but yeah, that's my comparison.
Yeah, I think you answered the question well, and yeah, it's so amazing, so much because of course I remember, of course, just like I said earlier, when it comes to when we were learning, I remember when we were learning how to take blood, you were the one I was working with, and you were actually showing me very well how to do this thing, and I became an expert at it just by learning from you. And in my head, sometimes I don't know. Did FedEx said he was a practical nurse or a registered nurse in Namibia? So it's quite nice to see how much being a practical nurse in Namibia, how much you can actually do compared to Finland. Here in Ireland, you don't actually do much. Ah, the nurses do everything. What they have here is healthcare assistants, and they are not allowed to do anything. Like even take vitals. No, they are not. They only do all those hygiene things. So it's a kind of like a whole different. So I think here in Ireland the nurses are doing too much because they are in, I know in Finland the practical nurses are allowed to actually take vitals and do catheterization if
Yes.
possible. Yeah, so
Mm.
it's quite different every part of the world. Abdullah, do you really know the difference between, like, this is an interesting thing. Do you have practical nurses in Ghana? What are they allowed to do compared to what the registered nurses are allowed to do in Ghana? Abbas.
Yeah, hello, yeah. I'm here. It's quite uh kind of similar between what my brother Felix said in Namibia, because in Ghana here, student nurses are allowed to check vital signs, and then they are allowed they are allowed to do most. I think I would say 40% of procedures in the world. Yeah, because they are, and then they are being monitored strictly. So the student, you go with the students, but before you go to the patient, you explain the procedure the student is supposed to do. So you go there and you'll be observing what the student will be doing. So the students are allowed to do, as my brother Felix said in Namibia, it's exactly the same as in Ghana here. Yes, they're exactly the same.
Okay.
Students are allowed.
So
Yeah, students are allowed.
the practical nurses are not student nurses now. They are not. They are registered nurse. I think. Yeah, but they are not. They are nurses, but they are not registered nurses. They are
Yes,
like
they are
yeah,
just doing their
practical nurses,
clinicals.
but not.
Yes, that
Okay.
kind of, yeah, they are doing their clinicals, yeah, yeah. So they work, they are allowed to work to practice. As he was saying, in Finland, students are not being allowed to do some certain procedures. Students are not allowed to do, but in Ghana here, I think it's the same as Namibia. How they do their things, practical nurse and registered nurse all work in hand to hand. Just that the practical nurse is being monitored strictly, because they
Okay.
are not being registered, so they are being monitored strictly as compared to the registered nurse.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Abdul Abbas, now tell us, what do you want the world to know about the Ghana healthcare? You are the first Ghanaian on this platform that has ever been interviewed in the Nursing Diary. So, is there a message from the nurse in Ghana to the world? Like, what do you want us to take away with us? What message? Like, tell us something about the healthcare sector that you feel like, okay, the world should know about in Ghana.
Yeah, firstly, I would say in Ghana here, in terms of resources, and equipment, we are a little bit behind as compared to the advanced countries. As compared to advanced countries, at times there will be shortage of equipment. So I'll just advocate to the world that if there is investment in the nursing care in terms of resources, it will be very, 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 very helpful to us. Socially equipped, at times there will be shortage of beds where patients will sleep on, but I don't know if the same things apply in advanced country. But in Ghana here, patients will be there in the hospital without even getting a bed to sleep on. And then at times there will be shortage of equipment such as the thermometers, sphygmomanometer, and then a whole lot. So it's just that we are being dedicated to the work. If not, and then we are being improvising day in and day out. If not, at times patient will come and then you have to treat them in a chair, or treat them maybe sitting on where the patient won't be comfortable. But because there is lack of resources or inadequate resources, we just have to comply and then provide the necessary care that we will give. So if the advanced world can come in our aid in terms of resources, it will really help. It will really help us. It will really help us here in Ghana here, because nurses are going through a lot in terms of resources and in terms of technology. Because I know in advanced country they are having some equipment such as finder vein finder. I think it enables you to find a vein easily. And then in Ghana here, at times you go, especially those in pedis, this children, these kids, they will come. Others are obese, and then finding their vein is very difficult. So it's just very stressful, and then we are going through a lot here. So I think resources is the main key that we will need in our health system at the moment. Really, if you get more of equipment and then hot materials, it will help us a lot. It will help, and more of workshops about the technologies, because some have worked in the facility for more than 30 years, 40 years, and during their time it was paperwork. They just pen and paper. But as this century or this generation, this world is turning into IT. So for them, they are not much into those IT. Just that we are coming knows much. So if there will be workshops about this IT and then IT equipment for them to at least also know some basic things, that it will help us. Yeah, so I think that would be things that would be needed uh, currently. Yes, currently in our health system right now.
All right, thank you so much. Um, Felix, I know the Finnish healthcare system is not perfect. Is there, what are the hope? What are the changes that you think should happen? And of course, as a foreigner working there. What do you think, Felix?
Wow, that's that's not an easy question to answer, but um, I think in the Finnish healthcare system, I think the changes that needs to happen is like I think they should integrate a lot of enough international people, because of course there's a big number, a rise of number that has like now populated Finland. There are a lot of more international people here in Finland, so that means that uh, also nurses must be, trained in a way that they can also take part in treating, fellow international people here. Uh, it's a challenge. The challenge mainly here because of the language. So you find out that most of the people will not be working in the hospitals, rather in the elderly care places. Um, uh, hmm, it's of course the system, like you said, the healthcare system is not perfect. Um, I think Finnish nurses also, when it comes to salary, they are poorly paid, and that's also affects most of the uh, nurses' ability, people to become nurses. And also, I think um, I would say that um, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, yeah. So basically, I don't really know like what exactly specific things that needs to happen or changes that needs to be made, because I think in a
Yeah.
way that the system of the Finnish people works for them. And one thing I notice is that they also like to put patients in queues, like they give them a lot of, like, it takes time for a patient to get a certain procedure. Uh, for example, like an operation, it takes a long queue, a lot of time before that procedure comes to happen. So I think if they reduce the number of the queuing, or improve, do something to improve in this queuing process, I think it really.
Thank you so much, Felix, and thank you so much, Abbas. I am
Thank
so
you.
grateful that I
Thank
sent a
you.
message to both of you. I met Abbas actually. We were supposed to be classmates in Finland, and that was how we met. And after a while, we stopped chatting, and I just reached out to you, and you accepted to come. Felix, like I said, he has been a very good support system. He's a friend, he's a brother to me. I remember the first time I met you in class, Felix, and you were like, "Oh, I'm coming from Oulu in Finland," and I was like, "Yes, this is my family. This is my family coming from Oulu,"
Yes,
and
I remember.
you have been, yeah, you have been so amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope that next time when we decide to bring you back here, you will be happy to join us again to share your views. It has been an interesting episode talking to male nurses. It has, walking this journey with you. Thank you so much for being amazing nurse. Thank you for putting in your best. Thank you for all you do for us and everyone. And for FedEx, thank you for being someone that is breaking all the barriers. You are there working in the hospital, speaking Finnish like it is your mother tongue. Thank you for breaking those barriers and paving ways to coming up to nurses that are coming into Finland. Thank you so much for all you do. Abbas, thank you. Thank you for letting us know that we can have a hobby and at the same time we can also have a life as a nurse. And also it's so nice to know that I think I like the Ghanaian working hours. 6 hours, it's kind of like really, really amazing to work for 6 hours. You are not so tired after your shift. So yes, thank you so much, both of you, for coming onto the show, and to everyone that has joined us from Rwanda, from Malaysia, from different parts of the world. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of this, and we really, really appreciate you. Thank you, Firot, for giving us this platform. And I want to tell everyone that Firot is not just about the nursing diary. I register with a lot of platforms that Firot has that you can even learn so much about IT. I really enjoyed the IT segment where you can learn how to protect your phone, how to protect yourself from clicking on different links. On Firot platform, you can learn so many things. There are platforms where you learn about maternal health. You can go on YouTube, on different social media platforms. Please follow Firot, and this is our website, firot.rw. You don't have to put nothing diary. There are different platforms there that you can learn and learn and learn. So, but this is our own platform. This is for nurses. And yes, we will be bringing in nurses. Please send us email or send me a message or send any Firot member a message if you know any nurse that will be willing and happy to join us on this platform. We are always here to listen to your story, because on Nurses Diary is a place where every nurse has a voice and every voice matters. So thank you so much for joining us. Until the next time when we are here back with two other wonderful or more wonderful nurses to share their experience with us. I remain your host, Dr. Hamudat Abiodun. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, doctor. It's
Thank
nice.
you.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice meeting all of you. Greetings
Thank you
from
so
Ghana.
much, Abbas. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.